What's up, guys? Welcome to Campfire Gaming. This is Live Fire. My name's Ethan.
My name's Nick.
I'm Jared.
And this is Bacon99.
Is that your birthday?
Is that on your birth certificate?
No, I didn't know what to say after it.
I was just immediately trying to come up with a joke, and I'm like,
Is that your name?
is that your real name? Is that who you are?
Because I was a pretty cool name.
Like he says that, and I'm immediately like, what the fuck kind of name is Jared? God damn it! Get your head in the game!
Well, no, your gamer name is Jared.
He's so fucking cool! Yeah, like even my gamer name's just my name backwards.
So recently Blizzard bought MLG, which if you don't know is Major League Gaming. They sponsor a bunch of events for esports, mostly Counter-Strike Go, Black Ops 3 now, they got Halo 5, all sorts of competitive games. Blizzard just bought them out, and they got the former CEO of ESPN to head them, along with the co-founder of MLG, Mike Stepstill. I think that's how you say it. Pretty big acquisition by Blizzard.
But how many of us, like, do you guys actually watch, like,
I don't follow any of
live
that.
gaming?
Nope.
Like,
I watched, I'm not gonna lie, they had Halo tournament on ESPN like 3 the other night, and they have it all up on their website, and I was
So
like,
good.
these are the best players in the world, like I need to know how to step my game up. What are these guys doing that I'm not? So I watched it. I mean,
no.
it was fun.
I typically don't play the games that they play competitively, so there's really no connection to it, but I have watched some.
See, like that's the whole reason I got into gaming is like I am not an athlete. I pretty much suck in any physical like aspect at all. So like video games is like the one time I can actually like compete with my friends and like beat them. And so I take it pretty serious.
I'll say this, I was an athlete my whole life, and because I'm not on a high level competing anymore, that is how I get my competitive fix in is through video games. And I watch the Mortal Kombat XL tournaments at work.
Yeah. But like, I mean, people play basketball, watch people play football, baseball, so like I just really don't see the difference. Like you're watching someone else play a game.
I think if you have any hobby, if you have a chance to watch the best do what they do in your hobby, you'll watch it. So video games, sports, whatever it is. So that's
like,
pretty much it is, just watching your hobby, the person at the top of the as far as talent.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean that's why people watch the Super Bowl. They want to see Peyton Manning do what he does best. I mean he didn't do anything, by the way, but people wanted to watch that.
I'm happy for you, Peyton.
Yeah, you got 2 rings now. You can retire.
You're still my man.
Football's a game, so we can talk about it.
I am really happy to hear though that it's like ESPN. You know, like
it's
gaming
crazy
on ESPN, which is fantastic.
It's super crazy because like I used to play competitively, like Halo and everything. Like got sponsored, like made a little bit of money off of it, like way back in the day when like Halo 2 was like the big thing, like Xbox Live first came out. So like, I mean, I do have like some very fond memories of it. So like now to see it like on ESPN and know that it's actually becoming like a big thing is super cool to see, because I didn't think I'd ever see that in
because it's
like my lifetime.
It went from like LAN parties to like you're on TV now making
Exactly,
$1 billion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I remember you
It's
had to
insane.
have like 16 Xboxes. Like everyone, let's hook them up so we can all have our own screens. And like you're like, our house isn't big enough for the LAN party. And you're like, we
do it
need
outside.
200-foot Ethernet cables, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, when I was young, I didn't really play sports like you or anything, so but I never got into watching sports or anything either, and I was never really competitive.
So yeah,
I remember switching on some random ESPN a long time ago, and I saw a hot dog on ESPN, and for some reason that put like hope in me. I was like, if someone is eating hot dogs competitively and probably making a lot of money off of it, and that was actually like a historic match, like that was America taking the world championship from Japan again. I was like, yes, America, and it was inspiring. And now I'm like, I could go watch somebody play video
How does
games.
America not win that every year? Like that's the one thing Americans are good at, is like being lazy and fat. And, like we can't even do that right. I don't. Like we can't even compete on a fat and lazy level with other countries. Like that's sad.
I think, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the other countries are dedicated to beating us.
Did you guys watch the Warcraft movie trailer?
Yes, I've seen the trailer.
I've actually seen the whole movie already.
The armor, as people on the internet have said, the armor does not look anything like it would in the game. It's too small. It's not multicolors on it. It all matches. Which if you ever played World of Warcraft, that's not how it goes.
Okay, so you're talking World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because I mean,
but this is obviously Warcraft.
It's true. It's based on the real-time strategy.
But
I'm excited though.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's like when you see game trailers, it's like the most amazing thing you've ever seen, and it's like, why don't they make movies like this? And now someone's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Blizzard didn't hire their own
their own visual effects.
Yeah, their own visual effects department just to make the whole movie. Because I've never seen an opening scene or anything from them that wasn't just amazing.
Yeah. Did you guys get a chance to play The Division? I know we played the beta.
We played it.
I have not played The Division yet. I'm waiting for the Xbox One version, open beta. We get it a day early for the open beta.
Thursday,
18th,
we'll jump in
Thursday.
You watched our streams though.
Yeah, I watched the streams, yeah. But I didn't play
it was
myself.
Fun.
It
was a little different.
3 days. I didn't do anything.
I don't think I've screamed as much profanity as I ever have in that.
I don't think I've heard you scream that much profanity.
Yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't competitive, but that game pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
The
people
Dead Zone,
suck.
the Dark Zone.
Yeah, the Dark Zone.
You're just gonna make friends.
That
and enemies
PvP,
and it's insane. So what did you guys like about it?
I just liked it because it took the best of the 2 core games that I played with, which is Call of Duty and Destiny. And it's not, can't really compare them, but the thing I like about Call of Duty is the realistic of the weapons, attachments, and perks, and actually doing things like that. And then Destiny, kind of what I like about that, even though it's grindy, is just loot. Because I'm not really a RPG. You know, I know it's not maybe a traditional RPG, but I never usually play those games, so it's fairly new to me in that sense. So, you know, that's kind of cool to me. So to have the Division, which is, you know, more of a realistic setting, but with the loot system, you know, overall, those just kind of took my 2 best features of my 2 favorite shooters and put them together as one. But I do think Call of Duty will be the one that slides out of my everyday playlist, especially the Division.
Yeah, we played for 2 days, and it was fun, but it's frustrating because to get the best guns, you go into the Dark Zone, and then you get killed, and they take all your stuff, and you're just like, I just did all that grinding for nothing. But it forces you to try to just be the best in the game, or else you're gonna get killed. It's real life, and
I kind of like that. It kind of forces teamwork because if you go in solo, you're just gonna get all your stuff stolen, killed multiple times, super pissed off. But if you go in with the team, you at least stand a chance.
And that's what I really liked about it, and what I like about Tom Clancy games in general. I know we technically haven't had a good Ghost Recon game in years, but I loved those games growing up.
They were pretty amazing
because I never had online. I didn't always have people coming over or multiple controllers, so I couldn't play with people. But you could have bots. You could have members you could command, and you'd go do missions, and that was awesome. So building on that, and actually now that I'm old enough and I actually have income, I can go online. I can team up with anybody. I don't have to know these people. And then to add the idea, I really don't know these people. They could shoot me in the ass once the helicopter comes to evac our stuff. It's really cool, and I like the story too.
Yeah, I did pretty decent when I first started. The first day I was playing the beta, I worked a little bit in the Dark Zone, but over time I actually got a little better, and it wasn't. I don't think it was as hard. And I actually seen gameplay where guys go rogue 5 by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes it's almost easier in the sense to go rogue by yourself because you're not with a team. You can just go run and do what you got to do. But where you may get hurt at is more in the, maybe distracting and things like that. But I still like it. To go back to the Destiny comparison, is that at least you have options if you don't have a full team, whatever. Yeah. Because in Destiny, I've bought all the DLCs and I haven't played any raids because I can never get 6 at one time.
That is true.
So even though you may feel like you're at a disadvantage with one player, at least you have the option to still go in there and be somewhat successful. Yeah. Because as they expand the Dark Zone, from the beta and the size of the map that we had access to. When they expanded, I'm pretty sure the extraction points will double. So if you check your map, take low-key areas, you probably can extract some equipment like that. So I didn't see that as too big of an issue because I had a little success in it. But when we had 4 people, the last night after we had a full weekend of playing it and our skills got a little sharpened on it, it was one point where we actually owned the dark zone, just terrorizing. And it was fun too. But we got killed, we lost some money, at the same time, because when the whole map is trying to converge on you, no matter if you have 4 players, it's almost just as hard to survive as you by yourself. But we were able to survive rogue more than we die rogue, so we were able to get the gold weapons much quicker.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, see, in real life, I try to be as nice as possible. Try not to ruffle any feathers. But online, I'm a straight asshole. I don't give a damn.
But then if you think about it, though, it's almost sometimes people are assholes on the game just because they want the PvP aspect of the game.
Yeah,
it's really that they, doing it solely for that is just that the only way you can get PvP is to go rogue and kill rogue.
Yeah, I don't even want your loot. I just want you to die. It's
and there's a difference between that, and that's why I play. If I just want to kill people, I'm gonna play something like Call of Duty, Battlefront, Battlefield, any of that. But when I jump into something like this, which is comparable to DayZ, which I've never played but have always wanted to play, I love that moral ambiguity that you don't know if this person's can help you or kill you, or help you then kill you, or kill you then maybe help you a day later.
See, that's why I always just assume the worst, because I'm if I was him, what would I do? And I'm I'm gonna run, because if I was that dude, I'd kill me.
See, and I assume the worst too. And then I think this goes with what Ethan was saying earlier about some games is the story and the experiences. Even if I think this guy's probably gonna double cross me, I'll stick with him for a minute because I want to actually see that play out.
It adds the real life factor.
Exactly.
I think that's what was fun about it, because it's real people, and in the game it's oh, you're gonna kill me? Oh,
is this happening?
It's never even been tried. And also what's good is that if you don't just go in there blindly, it's a lot of things that factors into that. So if I'm gonna go into the dark zone, for one, I'm gonna make sure that with the weapons and the perks and all the gear that you substitute tech for health, or you substitute this for that within mind of gun battles and PvP. And say a game comes out and launch day and I take off of work, so by the time a person gets off of work and they play the game, I'm already beat a couple story missions, already upgraded my weapons, I got this and that and the other. So if you get 3 people coming into the dark zone, and I'm pretty sure that I can take them down just because I'm overpowered with my gear, and my weapons, which is RPG based too. So, when you really just go into the right situations, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
What about all the what glitches did you guys encounter? Because I know we had a friend
we had a lot of stuff happen.
who was invisible and just no one could kill him. And I was I wish I had that glitch.
Yeah,
he leveled up like that. I was screw you.
Yeah, by the end of the day, we were trying to get the gold weapons. He had it because he just got to cheat.
For what I know, there was 3 main glitches I experienced. One was the invisibility, but I think I was on the consoles, and I would have a group of my party would be disappeared for 10 seconds, or we couldn't see him, and then he'll just appear up. But I also think in PC they had some hackers hacking in, making themselves invisible. So there was 2 of those, and then I'm speaking strictly consoles. There was the glitch with the out of bounds, to where if I go rogue with it, if you go out of bounds in the dark zone and it counts down to 10, you don't die, it takes you back to the safe house. So people will go rogue and then run out of bounds when you're chasing them, and they'll be able to go back to the safe house and wait out the time.
Yeah,
go
that's
rogue.
exactly what.
And then the third one was the chest. They had these chests, one specifically with the cleaners at the top of the map.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't respond. It may take 6 hours. And so when we get the key, we would go there, but it would take too long to respond. So they did patch up all of those 3 things that should be on this beta coming up, which was the out of bounds. They said was definitely a glitch. The invisibility was, and for the PC, they have kind of sewed up all the loose ends of the hackers. So hopefully they'll be successful with that. And then with the treasure chest, they fixed that glitch, and it should respond much more frequently randomly.
In Witcher 3, they have DLC coming out, but you're getting good quality games for that. They say one of the expansions for The Witcher is going to be just as big as the actual game. So you're only paying $15-20 for something that you is just as, you're getting just as much playtime out of it as that you spent $60 on. So like,
Dying Light, they just came out with their DLC, and it's supposed to be twice the size of the actual game added onto it. So now, I haven't played Dying Light, but if I go and get the like special edition with the DLC in it, I have 3 times the game of anybody who bought it when it first came out, and that almost makes it worth me going and getting it now.
Yeah, see, and I'm not a fan of Destiny. Like, I played it for 2 weeks, and like the PvP, like it just wasn't balanced when I was playing it. So like I just lost interest in it. But like they're doing their download content like smart, at least. I feel kind of like they went like the MMO kind of route where they're like, they're not really DLCs as much as they are like expansions. So like they're expanding upon everything, single player, multiplayer. There's a lot of DLC. Like, I mean, you get it for Elder Scrolls or The Witcher, it's all single player, but like when Destiny does it, it's like an expansion of the game, not just extra content. So like, I mean, I don't mind that as much.
You're gonna actually move forward. You're not just
but it doesn't limit you. Like, you can still play with your friends who have the expansions, which is pretty cool. But it's like, it's also kind of like a brand new game. Essentially, it's like new levels, new gear. Yeah, you get to a higher level each expansion, but that's up to you. Like, if you want to throw those $30,
What I hate is though they offer something ridiculous like 25 or 40. It was something ridiculous to level up a character to level 40 or something high.
Oh, like
just the audacity to put that price tag on it.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Games been doing that. Like, I know if you buy like the new expansion to like if you buy the new expansion like World of Warcraft, you start off with like a level 90 character, and like when I used to play that game, like if I still played that game, I'd be super pissed if I read that, because I'd be like, so you're telling me all that time and stuff I spent, I could have just spent like $20 instead? Like,
I think that's any game, because you're grinding, and it's like, oh, someone can just buy their way up to where I just worked like a whole year to get to.
EA did that with
Battlefield. And that pissed me off. Like, I just...
It cheapens the gameplay.
Exactly.
Because it's pay to win.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of people, or a lot of game companies are kind of getting away from, is instead of making a game with good gameplay, they make a game where all you have to do is grind. And then after that...
Yeah, because they get more money out of it.
Exactly, but after that, then they just slap a price tag on it, and like, now you don't even have to grind, you just give us more money, and we'll put you where you want to be. Yeah. And it's like, it's not a game anymore, you're just...
That's a good thing about the Division, is that they only they had no microtransaction, but the only ones there are is this the aesthetic look. Their clothes and hats and things like that. And even their DLC is, I kind of like theirs. And you could be biased, because how I feel about Star Wars, like, I'm biased for the Division, so I think I'm doing the same thing as a Star Wars fan did with buying it, with DLC. But I do like how the Division is doing it, which I think is better, because rumor has it that they're supposed to be monthly events for anyone who has DLC, to maybe more like Raiders type content where up to 8 players, and then the first DLC will be free before they give you the DLC that you're actually paying for.
Like, I totally don't mind paying for DLC.
So they get creative with it. They get creative with it and make it a value, for it. And then,
I mean, there's still games out there that just stay true to like DLCs, which is nice. Like, we play Grand Theft Auto, and like right now they're having a Valentine's Day DLC where it's like you get all these clothes and like cars in a limited, I think it's like a week that we have to buy.
Yeah, you have a week to download it, but it's mostly just an update. It's kind of just like a seasonal thing, and they've said that it's only for the new gen and PC.
Yep.
But everything you get in the update will stay in the game.
Yep.
So even after this week, because it's mainly like old-timey like gangster stuff, so stuff that you want in GTA anyway, like they're just going to leave it in there. Exactly.
Did you know that they're not making any DLC, or they're canceling all plans to make any DLC for the base game, because the online game is making them so much money?
That's because if you played the online portion of GTA 5, it's amazing. You can just get like 5 other people in a bus, and you're like, what are these people doing? Doesn't matter, they're fucking dead.
No, I agree and disagree with that, because I absolutely loved online. When I wasn't a big GTA fan. Growing up, like, I'd play open world, I'd have fun, we'd wreak havoc, I never bought them. Then GTA 5 came out, and me and all my roommates were like, we need this game. It's probably one of the more cinematic game experiences I've ever had because the story feels like a movie. And I love that. But then they added the online to it, and then like we could just go do whatever we wanted. And I love both of those things, but like you're saying, if they're not making DLC for the story just so they can keep making more money with the online, that kind of hurts me because I just bought it for the new consoles, and I would love a reason to dive back into the story.
Yeah. I wish they would go this way. I kind of see a trend, in my own opinion, no research behind this, but I would like to see it evolve to where they come out with a game and they just constantly, just DLC is how they just keep the game. So it's not like, say with the Destiny, you know, even if they charge $6, they're charging $40 sometimes for some of it. But if they just kept an ongoing story, I know it doesn't have a story, just use a frame, a skeleton of Destiny, you know, make a solid first original game. Because to me, you're saving money, you would think, or maybe some of the campaign or whatever like that. But you just constantly build to where we don't have to go physically buy another copy. We just always download the most recent, you know, just DLC version. Now, of course, these would be bigger, not, you know, maybe 4 times bigger than Destiny's DLC as far as content, but you know, a healthy, you know, worthy.
Well, so that's why, like,
and keep going stories. And
like you were saying, I really like the idea of taking the base game and then just keep continuing. If they took Arkham Knight and the latest DLC are just side missions, like, hey, there's more supervillains in town, go stop them. I haven't touched it yet, but I've downloaded it and I can't wait to jump on it. But if for the rest of my life they just updated that game and they're like, here's another block of Gotham, it's getting tortured by Firefly again, or like,
and if a new movie comes out, then that's what they think of the new DLC and
like,
make it relatable.
Like, hey, Lex Luthor fucking brainwashed Superman, he's wrecking half of Metropolis, we're gonna let you go over there for a minute. Like, I would love just little updates for that so I can sit at home and be Batman for the rest of my life.
And even like Mortal Kombat, you look at their DLC, and they're not making a game because I think they're on the 2-year rotation with Injustice, but they have the original character. There's so many characters in the deep franchise like Mortal Kombat over the years that literally they can extend that game for 5 years by releasing another 4-player combo pack, you know, whenever they want to. I can just think of so many characters, not to mention they have guest characters, not to mention the 1 or 2 appearances in the Mortal Kombat game characters that fans, you know, different people always wanted and about. They could literally extend that game for so long. You could update stages.
Just keep adding, like...
And it keeps you there, like you're stuck in that game.
That would be cool if they can do it. They gotta stop it, because I think this Excel DLC pack is their last one, and then they usually go to the Injustice. But if they could just, you know, have a frame, just continue it. I mean, it could be a good 5 years before they have to do a whole nother.
Yeah, because I mean that's like a lot of things that keeps like studios like afloat in between like their bigger projects is working on DLC. Because I know a lot of companies hire other companies to do their DLC while they work on the next big game.
It's a good way to get new people that may not be into that game into that game. Because like I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, but I've never bought one. I'm not really good at fighting games, but I have fun. I'm not as competitive either, so I just like going to friends' houses and punching people in the mouth. But
and then we play the game.
And then we start playing Mortal Kombat. But when I was younger, I had a GameCube, and one of my first games for that was Soul Calibur 2. And I specifically got the GameCube on my birthday to get that game because Link was in it. I'd never played Soul Calibur a day in my life. I never knew anything about the story, but now I know Soul Calibur, and I look forward to any of those games because they connected it with something I had already loved. So like throwing like Leatherface into Mortal Kombat and things like that, I'm like
the Predator.
Predator.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I wanted to play it. I was like
Jason and Leatherface, and that's the difference. Say with Star Wars, at least for their first DLC, it just looked like they had it already saved, and then boom, a new map appeared, stuff like that. Whereas Mortal Kombat, I can see the effort in the characters because they've gotten more creative on the characters than they did the base characters. So it's almost like I wish they would go and refresh the old characters because they just have cooler ideas that they've been coming up with since the game launched with all these new characters. And I'm like, I wish Tanya had, you know, some of these old things. I wish this character had, you know, some of these ideas. So I appreciate their DLC because you see the effort that it's new things they worked on post-launch versus saved.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of DLC nowadays is like on the disc when you install it, and you literally just pay for access to it, which infuriates me beyond all. But I don't work at EA. I have no say in it.
But you're stuck.
I'm singling you out, EA.
I know people on YouTube complain a lot about boycotting and don't buy, but realistically,
Specifically
you
on
can't.
YouTube.
Like, you really can't. Say Madden, what other game is there to go to?
Yeah, like they don't have NCAA anymore, so like
like your
you
favorite
have to
fast
play
food
Madden,
place
yeah.
messes up on your order. You gonna boycott it forever? You hurt yourself. You know, I feel like we're trapped in that sense that I want to boycott certain things, but then you just hurt myself because there's no other game to run to if I boycott Madden or.
Exactly.
It got me.
They got it.
But I feel like the consoles are getting past this. I guess maybe we get free games every month with our subscription. I don't know if you guys download any.
I do.
I know I try every once in a while.
Yeah, PlayStation is much better.
Yeah.
Content, so I buy it on there.
As long as it interests me. I remember I had I was a 360 guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I never owned a PlayStation. I went straight from Nintendo to 360.
Same.
And
Xbox.
yeah. And then I'd always hear, like, I think one of the big things that put PlayStation really on my map, my friends played it growing up and I'd hang out with them, and the Crash Bandicoot was awesome and things like that. But when the Uncharted series came out, they were like, hey, IGN gave Uncharted 3 a 10 out of 10, which got a lot of flack, but I agree with them. It's awesome. A couple years ago, I finally made the switch to PlayStation, got a PlayStation 3, and that's when I first figured out, like, how good the free games they were just handing people were.
Yeah.
And, after I got that, I got to play, BioShock Infinite, totally free, just because I was doing the online service. And that was one of my favorite gaming experience of that generation. So
I've gotten some pretty good. I'm an Xbox guy. Like, I started with the original Xbox, came out in 2001 with Halo, and like Halo's kind of like my favorite game of all time.
Your lover.
Not kinda. Yeah. My virtual lover, Halo is. So like I've always stuck with Xbox because like PlayStation 4 just doesn't have Halo. Like, that's really the only reason I gravitate towards Xbox, because a lot of things are cross-platform now. So like you can play it on your preference, but like they don't have Halo. But so I got Xbox games for gold. I've gotten Assassin's Creed Black Flag for free. I got the Tomb Raider for free. Gears of War 2 is coming out this month for free. Like, I mean, they release AAA
really
titles all the time for it, and like $60 a month. It's or not a month, a year is a pretty damn good deal.
Yeah.
And like you can even do stuff like EA Access now. You pay $30 for a year, and you get access to like all their stuff in like the vault, which is amazing.
But now they're also doing the backwards compatible, so technically you get 4 games a month for free, which is ridiculous for the price, which was like $60 a year.
Yeah, and you think that's like $7 a month or something.
4 games
I don't know.
a
I'm
month.
good with math.
I mean, I'm happy with that. I know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have a PS4 and an Xbox, and I try to download them because I always go online. And it's like, oh, you missed out.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good game. Like, I know I got Rocket League, and for some reason I got addicted to that. And then like people were like, oh, that looked like crap. But now there's like this whole thing
everybody
where it's
loves
like everyone's
community
playing
behind
that.
it.
Yeah, I got this pool game. I can't think of the name of it. But it was one of the best pool games I've seen, graphically and everything like that. I got that free. And then I think I saw NBA Jam on there. So I appreciate those classic games that's on there.
Yeah.
Especially if they're free, but even if they're not $2 for, say, NBA Jam or again, I got this game called Loadout. It's free. So, like, I never even heard of these games. I probably missed them when they came out, but Loadout is a fun game.
Yeah.
Almost like a 360 type game, but I forget month to month to check, but I'm getting better in the habit, and I've been catching some good ones.
But it also gives games like a chance, because it's like if you were to go to like GameStop or whatever, wherever you get games, you're gonna see it on the shelf. You're like, probably not gonna like it. And it's like, oh, it's free, and it's actually fun. Like something you would never pick up and enjoy.
Yeah, you can
and
try it out.
It opens your the view on games.
Yeah, I normally find myself doing it when I'm anxious for a game to come out in a month or two, like ahead, and I get anxious and you don't want to play. You're just trying to pass the time, and that's when I find myself always trying to find any games that they got free.
Yeah, and like I really appreciate that like they know like we miss our old games that we can't play anymore on the old systems too. So they're like trying to bring them back.
Yeah.
Like I know they're doing like kind of like a bunch of like they did that rare replay where it's like 30 games in one, but they're all like old school and like. I didn't purchase it, but I want it strictly because it has Conker's Bad Fur Day on it. And who doesn't love Conker's Bad Fur Day? Like I remember playing that on N64.
Okay.
Scott, you said you had a DLC announcement, right?
Yeah, so two things. The Division we were talking about earlier, there's an open beta next weekend, the 18th through the 21st, and just like the last beta, the Xbox is the 18th and the PlayStation will start a day after that. And some of the new things, they expanded the Dark Zones. The server is supposed to be able to hold 54 players instead of 24. They're adding a new mission which will let you unlock the first level of the tech wing like you did the medical wing, so you should have access to the turrets, and some of the bugs and patches should be fixed. So that was with the Division. That's this the 18th through the 21st. And then Mortal Kombat on March 1st, the DLC Combo Pack 2 is coming out, and that one will have the 4 characters, Triborg, Leatherface, Baracho, and Alien. And then also they'll have the new stage, the pit, and then they'll have some new costumes. Like Jackie will be the Shiroryu ninja, and Cassie will have the Lin Kuei ninja costumes. And I think that's pretty much it for those.
Is it still rolling?
Yep.
Alright. If you guys want to check my Twitch out, go to Ethan Dotties, and I don't know if anybody else.
Alright, I have Vash McKnight on Twitch, and on YouTube I have Wired Weird.
Everything I do is under the alias of TheBatCove. Check me out on WordPress.
And you can see a lot of my gaming content. I have just straight up gameplay, I have live streams, and I have informational videos on my YouTube channel, which is BatCove99, all one word, B as in boy, AKO 99. And then also I Twitch, so you can watch me stream at BatCove2234.
We'll post links in the description so you can find everyone easy. No worries. Bless you, camera guy.
And that's